Hey folks, what's up? It's Antonio. So look, this week it's live. Yes, we are live. F it, we're gonna do it live. We're gonna do it live. We're gonna do it live. We've got the return of an assassin. We've got the return of a soldier. We've got the return of one of our favorite characters and seeing what's happened now in his life as it is kind of fallen apart. Got an upcoming amazing comic from one of my favorite indie creators. And I've got to say hello to someone who we're just going to start meeting. All right. Are y'all ready? I'm ready. All right, folks, let's have some fun. Hey, folks, and welcome to the Hungry Bleak Show. I am Antonio Palmares, aka the Hungry Bleak, the hungriest man in the room. You can take that however you like. How is everything going? It's been a little bit since I've done a live show. Hope you're all feeling well. Hope you're all doing great. Uh, got a lot going on. So much happened this week in comics. I couldn't even keep up with everything. Honestly, with anime too, I was all over the place. But we're gonna take it slow, and don't worry, I'm gonna talk you through it. Okay? Good girl. Anyway, so comic book news. One of the first things I want to talk about is there is an event going on in Brooklyn, from some of my favorite people over at the Blerd spot, and they are partnering up with We Nerd NYC, where they have Present Emo Night at Park Life. This is going to be March 21st, which is tomorrow, as 9 p.m. to 1 a.m. Obviously, I would love to go to this. I've been thinking about emo music, and I have a wide variety of tastes when it comes to music. Excuse me. Because there's so many different types of music out there, and I just love like just give me anything that makes me nod my head, tap my feet, or just puts me in a certain mood. For whatever type of music it is, except country music. Country doesn't. I think there might be one country song that I like, and then everything else is out. But yeah, I totally love the fact of the Blur Spot partnering up with We Nerd NYC to have this event, and it's at Park Life. And like I said, it's from 9 p.m. to 1 a.m. People at Blur Spot are awesome. Just a phenomenal organization, throwing events so regularly. I absolutely love it, and having different types of events too. But you'll still have your usual geeky stuff going on there, your usually nerdy stuff there. But emo and goth attire are encouraged. But there's going to be a lot of punk, alternative music, emo music. I just think it's a beautiful thing to have. And even have like a live DJ spinning. Obviously, you need something like that. Uh, yeah, I'm a fan of this. I'm a fan of seeing black people do things in these spaces, because a lot of us are into that music, even if we don't dress as if we're into it. We are into it. We are into emo, alt rock, punk, whatever it is. There's a lot of us out there that dig it, and they're just really cool stuff. And a lot of anime characters, you see them that we gravitate towards, are kind of punk, are kind of emo, are kind of alt, and we love it. So yes, I'm all for this. This is in Brooklyn. This is going to be at 636 DeGraw Street. Like I said, in Brooklyn, this is from 9 p.m. to 1 a.m. Absolutely love. They're going to have video games, board games, karaoke. All the poster. First of all, the poster is absolutely dastardly. I'm loving this as well. I wish I could go. Unfortunately, life does not let me go. Also, that's kind of late for me. I'm 48. Yes, I do have some emo, alt, punk leaning, goth leaning taste in music, but it's a little too late for me. 9 p.m. is when I'm trying to leave. Actually, I want to be out of New York before 9 p.m. unless I'm staying the night. No offense, y'all know I love New York, family, my heart, obviously. Yes, but that's late for me. That's late. And yeah, and on a Saturday night, I've got best of luck to y'all. I love it. But no, I'm so glad to see them having so many different types of events, and having different themes to their events as well. I absolutely see so many incredible, huge things in the years to come, because they're already like leveling up each time they have an event. So yes, Blerd Spot, and then partnering, like I said, with We Nerd NYC. This is going to be dastardly. If you have a chance, go. Tickets are still available. You can make your reservations. It is, let's see, it is, it's $20 a ticket. You get photo ops. Awesome. Absolutely fun. So go check out the Blerd Spot and We Nerd NYC emo night at Park Life. Enjoy yourselves. Have a good night. Have a drink for me. Do some little dancing or something like that for me. I would love that. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm a little too old to go, but I would enjoy it. Thank you. You know, very much. So next up, excuse me. My goodness, my throat, my goodness. Next up, we have a comic that is coming out from one of my favorite publishers, obviously, which is Rae Comics. They always something great. So they've got Tisena. This is Rae Comics. This is going to be coming out on May 31st, which is awesome. Absolutely love that. This is from the Alchemist series as well. This character, and this is actually going to be. I don't know if this is going to be the first endeavor, but this is with Massive Indies and Lunar Publishing. I actually love this. So this is the Bleeding Cool reported this. It's TJ Sterling, Zong. Hope I'm pronouncing that properly. Zong brothers are going to be doing this, and they've got Dave. I have to show you the covers in just a minute, but first of all, let's say this is awesome. To have a universe to begin with, but then expand on it with different characters and having not necessarily spin-offs, but continuations, expansions, like I said, of characters in your already huge universe and series is amazing. And this is what I've known Rae Comics, Rae Media for. This was the first one that I knew of them. Like I said, I always tell the story about going to the Black Comic Book Festival. Well, downstairs, I don't remember what I was doing. I think it might have been my first time there. And Harlem, and I was with my friend, awesome artist, one of my best friends, one of my hip hop guru, my road food buddy, Takia Marie. We were there, and I was just in awe of all these Black. This is when I really started getting into the Black indie culture and seeing everything that was out there, and it was beautiful and amazing. And I was, excuse me, I was loving everything that was going on. And I turned around, I saw TJ standing there. He was at his table. He had so much stuff already going on. He had table, he had his booth. Everything was looking chill and looking beautiful. I said, bet I gotta go check this out. So to see these years later, expanded universe, doing so many big things is incredible. So this is the character. So this Tisena follows the last Alchemist hunter in present day NYC, and this mixes Sentai team action like Power Rangers, even Go Lion or Voltron, as it's known here, even that type of vibe, and to do that. And the thing I love about Rae Media, Rae Comics, isn't just the fact of, again, that it's indie, which it is, but it always has this flavor of leveling up, and it's branching out more and more and more with each creative endeavor, with each project. So to see doing like Shattered, which I absolutely love, and then Musa absolutely love, but then still being able to go back because you've got the library, your library just getting bigger and stronger and deeper, and to be able to go back and say, well, I want to do something with this character, but then to be teaming up with Massive Indies and Lunar Publishing is beautiful. So yeah, got to show you some of these covers are just looking dastardly. Look at this. This is just absolutely breathtaking and beautiful. This is a David Mack cover. Absolutely love this. I think the first time I saw David Mack cover was for Echo, I want to say, for Marvel. But even just looking at these preview pages, this is ridiculous. This is absolutely ridiculous, and I'm absolutely loving this. Makes me want to go back and read, because it's been a bit since I've read Alchemist. So this will give me a chance to go back and read that and also just savor that. It's beautiful to see this. Absolutely proud of TJ and everything that he's done over these years, and how he's expanded from not just being Rae Comics, but Rae Media. That's a very key thing. I think I've talked about that before. That's a very, very key thing. But seeing these comics is beautiful. And just I mean, it's just awesome to see. I think we're having some technical difficulties a little bit here, folks, with some of the covers to pop up, but they're absolutely beautiful. That David Mack one just knocked my head off because, again, like I said, it's just that, yeah, it's just awesome. But we've got, okay, so we're showing it now. So we've got some of my favorite artists again. Soza Micah, who's just always just dastardly. Aletha E. Martinez, y'all already know how I feel about Aletha. Aletha is just one of those artists who I absolutely love her work. It's beautiful, just amazing. Nicholas Draper Ivy, come on now. Come on now. That's all I gotta say is that. Come on now. Come on now. Come on. And then we have Aletha Martinez and the Zong brothers in that cover combo. Yes, absolutely. Yes. I'm always down for that. So this is gonna be a huge thing. Go to your comic book shop now. Tell them, hey, I want this. I want this now, please. I want to pre-order this and make this another big hit. This is Tisena by from Rae Media, Rae Comics. It's gonna be another one. Just look at the, just look at it. Look at it. It's pretty. It's pretty. Damn it. It's pretty. I don't know what to tell you. I apologize. But yeah, but that looks awesome, and I'm excited to see that come up. Excuse me. Damn, my chest hurts. So another one that's going to be, so we go from that to something else that came out this week. Like I said, it was a big week for a lot of things. Was Spider-Man. Okay, so we got the trailer for Spider-Man Brand New Day, and it did not disappoint at all. This one hit a lot in the field. So last time we saw Spider-Man, well, as far as like his Sony movies, was it was Spider-Man No Way Home. Aunt May is gone. His life is in shambles, and he had to erase pretty much everyone's memory of knowing that he was Spider-Man. It's a lot. That's a lot to deal with. But then what we have now is we go back to it. And we all remember the last shot of No Way Home when he's flying through the air and he has the suit that were inspired by the other two Peters, Andrew and Toby. So we're getting this now. This is the Peter that we've known for years. This is the Peter that we've loved for years. This is the Peter who is broke, struggling, has a lot of self-doubt, but is still doing the Spider-Man thing. He is truly your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. This is a big thing because we're going to see Peter how we've always known him. No super suit, no Avengers, no big gadgets, nothing like that. Just him doing it every day, day and night. But now this time he doesn't have MJ. He doesn't have Ned. He doesn't have his friends. He doesn't have that thing that helps him to kind of stay grounded and centered. But in a way, it's just him. He doesn't have to worry about any of that. And he did it on purpose to save them any type of heartache or pain or what have you, and their safety. I'm excited for this because Tom Holland has grown as a person, as an actor. I want to see what he does with this Parker. This Parker who is destitute, who is struggling, who is not there, who doesn't have all the backing. I want to see what he does with this Parker. I want to see what he does with a Parker who is not as confident, who doesn't have the woman that he loves, who has no friends. So, who might his friends be in this movie? Will we get Felicia? Will we get Osborn? Will we get Doc Connors? Don't know. We did, however, see Frank Castle, John Barenthal's Punisher, show up in there, having some banter like they do in the comics, which I absolutely love. We also got to see Scorpion returning. Suit looks really good, awesome. And the trailer is narrated by Keith David. So is Keith David then in the movie? What's going on? I'm excited to see where this goes. This has a lot of implications. And there's some stuff going on because why is Peter hanging upside down and almost like a cocoon? and we hear Keith David talk about the stages of a spider's life. Was it 2, 3 stages? What are we getting here? I'm excited. I don't think I've been this excited for a superhero Marvel movie like this in a while, but seeing how this is, absolutely excited. I'm here for it. We're gonna check this out. Yeah, this is gonna be a lot of fun. This will be coming out soon. Spider-Man, brand new day. Go check out the trailer. It was a little heartbreaking, but it was pretty cool. So that's the news for everything that's happened, going on. And I do have a couple of reviews for you. I do. I haven't done reviews on here in a while, but I will do them because I want to do some reviews because there's a lot of comics. There's a lot of comics, guys. There's a lot of comics. Almost too many, but I will never be upset about having things to read because I went so long without having anything to read because there was nothing really out there. So 2 comics that came out this week. One I knew about, one I did not know about until last week, I think. So we'll start with the one that I knew about, which was Batman from DC Comics. Robert actually talked about this at the Geek Culture Upfronts. It was awesome. So, excuse me, Batwoman. This is from DC, obviously. Writer is Greg Rucka, part of the reason why we're interested in this. Artist is Danny. Colorist is Matt Hollingsworth. Letterer is Hassan Atsme Elhao. And the cover was done by Danny and Matt Hollingsworth. This is like beautiful, honestly. The feeling I got from this book is because I don't read very much Batman, and I've only read a couple of things with Batwoman. I more know Batwoman as being in a couple with the Question, Montoya. But I love it. This is, I think, their one of the first comics in their new Next Level group of comics, which I'm not sure what it. I think it's almost, it's like different stage, different phases that publishers doing now as far as Marvel and DC. So this is kind of cool. We get this now. This is after a cataclysmic event. I want to say a battle. Like I said, I haven't read a lot, but from what I'm seeing here, Kane has been through so much and been through a lot, and she had to fight her sister, and I believe she may have killed her in that fight. What I love about the comic is that it isolates Kate. It makes you feel her isolation, her desperation, almostly her anxiety, her fear, whatever it is. You see her being isolated as she's talking to a therapist about what's happening, but also being watched and monitored. I got this feeling of loneliness. Like I said, loneliness, isolation, even the way she's looking around, a little paranoid, the way her posture, her head is down. Now, this is a woman who has been a superhero, a vigilante, a soldier, a sister. She's been so much. And to see her like this is very painstaking. And it's a vulnerability there, which I actually enjoyed. It wasn't beat them up, knock them out, what have you. They do show the fight between the two characters of Batwoman and Alice, but there's also, like I said, the other side of it is this worry, this feeling of, like I said, isolation, anxiety, being so emotionally and mentally vulnerable. They convey it wonderfully, all while there's a bit of a paranoia there because you're feeling like something else is not right here. And you can even kind of see it conveyed in how Kate's eyes move and kind of dart around the room. Even though her head's down, she's still looking around. Absolutely was in for this. I dug it. Like I said, it's going to be a slow burn. It's not all kicking and punching and whatever. There's a mental, what would be the word? It's a slow burn, but there's like a mental climb you have to take with this, a mental and emotional climb, because you see that there's more building up, ramping up, especially if you have to fight your sister and possibly killing. Absolutely. All while being recorded and again monitored, not just by this therapist, but there's also others who are figuring out who are monitoring her. I'm not going to show you too much more, but I absolutely enjoyed this. I enjoyed the psychological aspect. I enjoyed the emotional vulnerability of it. Greg Rucka has a great history, for me anyway, of writing a female or female presenting characters who are tough, who are bold, who are fighters, who are the one. You know what I mean? But there's always this isolation of them being the one, either because of the circumstance and what their role is in the comic, or because of how they're pushing people away, or just because of what life has done to them, and circumstance, or a combination. You look at Lazarus. Lazarus was great for that, um, because you feel her just being in that role of being their Lazarus, being that their the family's weapon, and not really being able to connect with anyone because of that. Um, which is, yeah, just has a great way of doing that. So I definitely recommend Batwoman. Like I said, I'm not a big Batwoman reader, but this makes me want to go back and read older Batwoman stuff because I really enjoy this. And I've always thought that the she was like, again, the outsider, kind of, even more so than Jason, the outsider of the Bat family. Um, just being like an outlier and seeing everything that's going on. Even, like I said, even so more than Jason. And Jason is truly an outsider in the Bat family, but still a member. So yes, go check out Batwoman. Absolutely enjoyed it. Now, on the flip side of that, how Batwoman was more emotional and mental and everything. You know, I gotta have balance. So I found out that there was a Deathstroke comic that is out. This is Deathstroke the Terminator. And the name is very important. There's a reason why they went back to that name. So this is Deathstroke Terminator. Obviously, this is from DC Comics. Writer is Tony Flex, or Fleeks, I want to say. Artist is Carmine Di Giandamico. Colorist is Ivan Placencia, and letterer is Wes Abbott. So, yes, Deathstroke is one of the most horrible, disgusting, villainous characters who tries to do the best by doing the worst, and the moral compass is just spinning all out of whack. I'm a fan of the character because of that, and this is also a part of the next level phase of comics, because of what the character is trying to do, but can't seem to ever get it right. But then goes, "Look, I try to do the best thing possible. It's just my methods were not the way." But the ends for Deathstroke is always the ends justify the means, which is not how things are, but that's how Deathstroke is. Um, but then again, you can't really blame him. This comic, I actually enjoyed it. It was very action packed, obviously, because it's Deathstroke. You can't have a comic called Deathstroke the Terminator and it be just him sitting there drinking coffee or tea and pontificating about life and, you know, the duality of being a father and a creator, but then also being a killer. I don't know if you could do a comic like that. Actually, you probably could if you get the right writer. You probably could. Anyway, um, so basically, the story is that Deathstroke wants to get back to his ways, his root. But Wintergreen is trying to talk his daughter into taking up his job, being Wilson's second, being his handler, let's say, doing that. She does not want to. He does not want her to be there. He doesn't want to talk about it. So Wintergreen, being who Wintergreen is, wants to talk about it during a mission. Slade does not. But the important thing is that Slade said he wants people to remember who he is, which is a killer, that he's the Terminator. That's why they start with his name, Deathstroke the Terminator. That's what Deathstroke was originally called years ago in his prior series. In the last few years, of series that we've seen, yes, it's been Slade, but he's been trying to be a better person. Even so far as almost trying to be like a hero doesn't really work for him. Not he'll do his best, but his worst is his best. If that makes any sense, which I think with Slade it does. Slade goes back to doing what Slade does. That's being a killer, being an assassin, and we go through it. The thing I love about Carmine's art is that it's very fluid. I was looking at the art and I was trying to remember where I remember the art from, and it was from Batman the Knight, which was a prequel or like an origin story for Bruce, and him out training and how he actually met Ghostmaker, which is very interesting because Ghostmaker is a cool character to me. I would love to read more of Ghostmaker if I get a chance. Okay, so basically, Slade is on the job to kill, and Slade obviously has every damn gun possible. I don't. This is he's Slade's got like some type of chambering. He needs some type of like chambering ability or something where he can just pull these guns out of nowhere. Because carrying all those guns on your back, in them pouches, on your chest, on your legs is ridiculous. They gonna hear you coming a mile away. Anyway, so going after the character, and at a certain point you feel a shift, and Slade goes, "No, I'm going aloud. People need to remember who I am. People need to remember what I do." And that was, I felt like obviously that was him telling the audience, look, this is what Slade does. This is why we chose Deathstroke the Terminator. It's very important, the title. And Slade just decides, no, this is, we're going in loud and hot and killing and maiming. And the art just absolutely captures the chaos, the smoothness, the fluidity of how Slade moves, because he is enhanced and his mind is on like 100, his body's on 100, and him just going at it. I absolutely enjoyed the action packedness of it because when I know what I'm getting with this series, it's going to be action packed, it's going to be crazy, bullets everywhere, blades, staffs, the suits, what have you. Stealing somebody's bike is going on. If you're looking for something fun, action packed, out there with beautiful art and perfect action, a movie writing, but also there's going to be some type of family connection because Slade is a father. Slade wants to be with his kids. He wants to know. He wants his kids to know that he loves them, and he's doing everything he can for them. But he just does it in the worst way possible. There. You could write, I don't know how many theses on Slade. Excuse me, folks. On Slade and how he is one of the worst but most loving fathers. I don't know if that makes any sense, but that's Slade. So yeah, I had a great time reading this. Like so, I read so many different comics, and when I saw that there was a Deathstroke comic, I said, "Yeah, Deathstroke is a character whose thought process is interesting to me, similar to Moon Knight, similar also to the Punisher. Just their mindsets are very interesting to me, and again, their dedication, their focus, their this is what I got to do, no matter what." So I would definitely recommend Deathstroke the Terminator. Again, title is very important. Um, yeah, so go with that. Had a lot of fun with it. It was enjoyable. Can't complain with that. So, okay, let me talk to y'all for a minute. It's been a while. Haven't really been able to speak to y'all a little bit, but I want to make sure that y'all are good, that y'all are okay. Are you good? Have you drank water? Did you take your vitamins? Did you take your meds for your physical, mental, or emotional ailment? Not trying to please you, just want to make sure that you're being the best you can be. It is very important to do that. Stretch, exercise, whatever you got to do to be you, to be the best you. I don't care if you're trying to get your summer body because it's coming up or whatever. I don't know. Sometimes summer gonna get the body that you got, and the body you got is T. This is what we is it. I don't know which finger it is, folks. I'm sorry. T. This is this. I'm not sure. Look, this is my tea. This is the tea that I drink. I'm sorry. I don't know. But just be you. Be cool. Be great. Sit down, read something that you enjoy, chill, drink some water, drink some tea, drink some coffee, drink some seltzer water, what have you. Chill and do you, and you're cool. All right. So on that note, I've got one more thing to discuss with you, and it's just a bleak perspective, folks. All right. So this is going to be a positive one. I promise you. So I'm not familiar with the artist, but there are hundreds of artists I'm not familiar with that I don't know. But when something positive happens, I gotta say, hey, That's cool. That's great. I love it. Congratulations. Awesome. So recently, the beat and Bleeding Cool and a few other publications have come out um, and have um, had an article praising and loving and just being like very positive, which I love. I love that they're being so positive. I think that's utterly cool. I think that's great. Um, for Margot Pepboy. Hello, Margot. Margot came out recently. You may have known Margot by a dead name, I think is the term, of Andrew, I believe. But now, Margot. Hello, Margot. I am so happy and glad that you found the moment that was right for you, that you knew that you were there and you found the right moment in your own time, in your own space, what have you, to come out and be who you are. I love that in this day and age, even with people being stupid and what have you, there is strength, there is safety, there is caring, there is support, where people can truly come out and be who they truly are across gender identities, across sexualities, whatever mix of what have you are, and you're out there being beautiful. I love that we have the maturity and the thought process and the language to be able to express who we are and to be these happy people. And I love that. So, Margot, I am not familiar with a lot of your work, but I hope that in the future I can change that. I am so happy you are here. And this is just the beginning of something so amazing and so incredible and so real. And I hope that your journey is filled with love and support and admiration and growth and every positive experience you can possibly have. The world is amazing at times. And moments like this show why the world is amazing at times. So I will say this again. And I will say this with love and everything I possibly have. Hello, Marco. It's cool to have you here. And I hope you have a lot of fun. And yeah, it's awesome. I absolutely love that. I absolutely love that. I think it's one of the most beautiful things when we have uh, um, comic book media and geek culture media doing stories like this about people um, living life and becoming who they are and or who they know or who they've known they've been for years and being able to have just that love, that support, that strength, that whatever it is that made them say this is the moment right now, this is it. I absolutely love it. Also, your fashion sense is absolutely just killing me. Absolutely, yes, it is killing me. I love it. The fashion sense is on point. Margot, your fashion is on point. Just like I've seen some of your art now. Check in, see some of your art. Love it. Fashion, awesome. Absolutely great. Thank you for joining us. And it's gonna be cool. I like being positive, folks. I honestly do. I really do. I know some stories are filled with these jerks that are out there, but seeing a beautiful story like this, I absolutely love it. It's awesome. So, folks, on that note, we're gonna end the show on a positive point. Look, thank you so very much for joining me here on Friday. Next month, excuse me, next Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we're going to have our geek culture upfronts for April. What are we going to be talking about? What's coming up that we're excited about? Well, Jabba, Robert, and myself will be telling you what we're excited about that's coming out in April. So until then, I will see you. Have a very good day. Enjoy the rest of it. Please be safe out there. That's the first day of spring as well, so enjoy that. Even though it wasn't the warmest day, but it was warm enough. Enjoy it. Be safe. Have fun. And I hate to have to keep saying this, but I have to. Fuck Trump and abolish ICE. I will see you all later. Oh, and to all of my Muslim friends out there, um, Eid Mubarak. Hope I said that properly. I probably jacked it up. I apologize. Eid Mubarak. Yes, enjoy. Be safe. And I'm loving all of you going with the garb, everything, the layers, the beautiful. I love seeing all of that. I absolutely love. It's one of the coolest things possible is to see just all the fabrics and the clothes. It's just yes, I absolutely love it. Keep posting pictures of it. I absolutely love it. Flood the timelines. I think it's beautiful. All right, have a good one, folks, and I will see you next Wednesday. Peace.